Last week was all about Chuck and his fucking Puerto Rico trip. But listen, this week, it's all about me! Welcome back to the Reptiles With Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, share with your reptile-loving friends. I have something really exciting to show you guys. Let's watch it together. So, this morning, I go outside. I'm doing my regular animal checks, and check this out. So, I'm setting up a little camera situation, right? So, I have to use this. I know that Chuck's going to make fun of me because you're like, why don't you use your hand? I have little limbs. I didn't reach. I set this up so well for them, and I f***ed myself over.
Wait. Oh! Let's go!
Dude. Round 2.
Let's go!
So look at her. So we could review a little bit of this. So I got my second clutch from the Bredl's Pythons. Another 20 eggs.
No way!
20 eggs, bro.
That's 20 that I'm looking at right now?
Yeah,
When was the last clutch?
The last clutch was the year prior to last. So 2 years ago.
No, but how many?
Oh.
How many? 20.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. So yeah.
You're rich!
I think so, because I'm going to sell them each for $1,000
No.
to fund your next Puerto Rico trip.
Let's go! It's about me too!
Yeah,
that's Eric!
They're not $1,000. So if you want to join the newsletter, the fucking list, what is that called?
3 Bredl's Pythons is my ticket.
What is that shit called when they join a wait list? If you want to join that one. All right, so yeah, so this is me catching the fucking huevos. Yeah, I don't reach. Yeah, I don't. It looks like I'm pinning her, and I realized that after, and I really wasn't. She was just trying to, and she's actually really gentle. This is the thing, is that I trust the animal. I just literally didn't fucking reach.
That's sick.
It was crazy, dude.
You got...
I always find it interesting where they lay.
I love those
They just lay wherever the
Well, she laid specifically
in
that.
the cave thing, but like it wasn't in soil or nothing. It was just on the street.
Well, because all they really want is to have an area that is holding enough heat and humidity.
So it really doesn't matter what the medium is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If the female is gonna feel like my babies are gonna have the best success rate here, that's what they're gonna do. But I mean, dude, I think it was a total of almost 55 days after like when I noticed her ovulation, which I was freaking out. I messaged a couple people because I was like, yo, like, I feel like this ovulation is taking long. It's past like, or rather after ovulation, I was waiting for eggs and it was like 30 days after. And I'm like, man, like she is still super thick. She's moving around the cage like frantically every day. I took out the male for like 3 weeks because I was like, maybe the male's bothering her and she can't find a place. And so I started to get scared. I was like, at what point do I need to take her to the vet, or do I need to bring her inside to ultrasound her to see if maybe she's egg bound? I didn't want to lose the animal either. I cared more about making sure this animal stayed alive than the clutch of eggs. And no, yesterday I found her in that hide where she laid the first time, and I went in. I poked her a little bit with the hook, and she was just like, and I was like, got you, dude. I got you. And there, I knew I was gonna get the eggs the next day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And she was super calm. Like when once the eggs were gone and I put them away, and I because I actually have her in the room next to this one, and so I picked her up. Once I was able to get actually hands on her, like fine, normal, all good. So yes,
It's exciting, man. It's so
now,
fucking
I was
exciting.
hoping that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah. Well, like with what? Like the eggs?
Bredl's, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that's what it
Yeah,
was.
I'm super excited about it. I feel ecstatic, and I'm getting fucking blue tongues like all fucking day
Hell yeah.
at this point.
For real?
Yeah, I don't want to say. Okay, I did a podcast recently with Blazing Blue Tongues, and it was with Manny from Tiki's Geckos. We spoke about a lot about our outdoor keeping and shit like that. And Manny was like, I spoke to him yesterday. I was like, dude, literally, you were like crying like 3 days ago about how you haven't gotten any litters, and like, oh, some look, but some don't, and I haven't gotten it. It's super late. And then like when I spoke to him last, I don't want to say how many he has and how many he's projecting because of how the females look, but he's also begetting babies left and right. And mind you, this guy doesn't have, I have 2 sets of cages, and they're like, I think it's like 15 spaces or some shit like that. He has like 30, 40 individual groups that he could set up. So I don't even know what the hell's going to happen with that, dude. But yes, dude, things are happening right here in modern reptile
I'm getting
facility.
babies too.
Of what?
Of day geckos.
Nobody gives a fuck. I said this episode was about me. Tell him something, Chuck.
No.
Something.
You're getting eggs.
Next episode could be about you and how you lost weight. This one is not.
Listen, you're getting eggs, but I got fucking babies, okay? And I'm incubating them in my fucking carpet python's enclosure. So get the fuck out of here.
Literally, nobody fucking cares.
You're right. This was the Reptiles With Podcast.
No, but
right.
No, bro, this fucking piece. I hate it.
What did
I
you
don't
get,
like.
the-
I don't like breeding day geckos.
it's the
Why?
day gecko eggs that you're getting.
I'm getting turtle eggs.
Why don't you
day
like
gecko
them?
eggs? No, because the babies are scary. Because
You're so lame. I just want to choke you. Not in a sexual way.
Or yes, in a sexual way.
No, they're just quick and it's a little annoying. Because the thing is, I had two from like a year ago, and then I went into the porch and I was on the phone with you the other day, and I was like, wait a minute, are those babies? And I saw like two little babies hanging out with the parents, and then yesterday there was another one. So I don't know how many baby day geckos I have right now. So I got to get going on that. Starting to get better with
Dude,
taking them out.
When
and
I
stuff
was
like
working
that.
with the peacocks, there was a time where I had like 13 babies in the cage, and I knew that there was more. I kept having to just take them out every day. I was
Yeah.
like, "This is crazy. This is crazy style. This is
There's
not
just so many.
Yeah,
That's how
It's
they become
just-
invasive.
yeah.
Straight up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
not
they're
even a joke.
tiny when they come out. They're
Yep.
quick.
Yep, it's crazy.
But no, the turtles are just doing great too. Because I had a really weird moment with my female who always laid eggs, and now she's given like 9-10 eggs almost.
Wow, dude.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't like it.
Why?
I've gotten to the point where I kind of want to take the male out just because like
I mean, you got to think responsibly. If you are at a point as far as the eggs that you have that you don't want to produce anymore, separate the male.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason for that male to be in there, and she's probably still gonna lay more eggs.
yeah.
throughout the
But
year.
the thing is, what's weird too is that she's also not like sunken in or nothing like that. She's still good. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. But
What
I
about
had-
the second female?
second female has laid test nests. I've never seen that one lay. I'm sure she's given eggs. I'm sure some of the eggs that I got are from her.
Yeah.
Because her babies look different.
Uh-huh.
And I've had a few babies from the past that were hers. But just recently, I just had 3 hatch out recently, and they look awesome. And it's really fucking cool because like I'm still recovering from all of the babies that I had to get freaking like taken by that goddamn raccoon. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see him.
Chuck, so are you producing any eggs right now?
West African crocodiles.
Let's
This
go.
motherfucker.
They hatched like while I was in PR,
Yeah.
and then one bin waited until I came back.
Nice.
Really? Of what? Of the
West Africans.
Oh, nice.
So West African crocodiles. I'm expecting a dwarf caiman clutch coming out. I'm expecting rhino iguanas, a billion alligators, Morlet crocodiles, some hybrids that will not hatch.
That's it? Yeah, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
But at home, come on.
not yet. All my stuff is little still. My rhinos little. My anoles are little.
Your pee-pee's little.
My babies little.
I forgot which one of you guys sent this to us, but what do you guys feel about this whole thing?
Blurry pictures of an unknown lance-headed pit viper from a cave in central Laos were posted in an identification group. Our team immediately set out on several expeditions to find it, checking as many caves as possible, but this yielded nothing. However, absolutely dedicated to find this unknown snake, I returned in October 2024 and focused on searching deep into remote karst valleys instead of caves. At first, I only found some common species, but then I saw something twitch on a rock out the corner of my eye. And there it was.
Boom.
The undescribed Protobothrops was sitting in ambush right in front of me. With the help of my colleagues in Laos, we collected and processed the specimen. 4 months later, the Vang Vieng lance-headed pit viper,
Science.
Protobothrops flavirostris, was officially published. And that's how I discovered...
Science.
Proto
Holy
Bothrops.
shit. Porter Bothrops. Blah, blah, blah.
Proto Bothrops.
What do you guys know about this new guy?
I don't know shit.
What new guy? The snake itself?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Alright,
I
fair.
only know the true Bothrops. That's it. I don't know that about that
I
whole
mean, well,
genus.
one could say that because proto's in there. It could be like
It's a
before
genus.
Bothrops.
You stupid bitch.
I know it's a fucking genus. I'm just
But
trying to explain the Latin.
He's using the science
damn.
of language.
Where's Tino when I need him? God. Tino.
Working or not?
I would
don't
yell
know.
at that guy right now.
Yeah, you
I
would.
would yell at him.
Yeah. You got topics for us today, Eric.
Yeah,
Go, present it to
so,
us.
talking about islands and Puerto Rico and all that stuff, it always gets me thinking about why everything is in islands are so cool. A lot of my favorite animals are from islands. I'm sure you guys have very similar situations.
Yoshi doesn't. He doesn't know about islands.
I don't know anything about islands. I'm
He
I'm
said
about
it
to learn
earlier.
today.
You
Yeah.
did say that earlier that
Yeah.
you don't know anything
I'm
about
gonna get
islands.
educated.
No, I just think it's really cool, and it's like it's a double-edged sword. It's really interesting how niche and specific it is, but at the same time, it is the perfect. Those situations are the perfect ones to get decimated so quickly,
Yeah.
so fast.
Everything on an island is fucking endangered, straight
Yeah.
up.
Especially when we're talking about like back in the day of like exploration and stuff, when people were making voyages and stuff. The Falkland wolf. I don't know if you guys know anything about that.
Nope.
So basically, in the Falkland Islands, there's this little dog called a Falkland wolf. Because it's on an island, doesn't know anything about people. It's like a dodo scenario. They come up to people. They were known to be a little aggressive and stuff. So because of that, back in the day, anything comes up to you, you shoot it. Right? Sucks. Gone. But what really sucks is because of it wasn't just a wolf. Because it's been isolated for so long. Like there was ideas in science to suggest that this could have been like something in between foxes and wolves and its own thing, because there was a lot of speculation that it was a fox too, because there's two types. There's like I think it was like a lowland one and a highland one that were different completely. One of them was bigger and darker, the other one was smaller and lighter. One of them was more friendly with people, and it's just so sad and morbid because the one that was supposed to be taken to Europe to get studied and stuff, that boat got into a naval battle with I think Spain or some shit. And throughout the thing, the wolf jumped off the boat and died at sea. And I was, dude, like
Get
that.
fucked.
I hate that. That happens so many times with like extinct animals. Like there's a species of deer too that is from Southeast Asia that it was the last one of its kind, and it lived around a monastery. And guess how it died?
How?
A drunk man beat it to death. You know,
America?
basically, yeah. But going back to like the original island thing, it's like Madagascar,
Yeah.
you know, Puerto Rico
The entire
specifically.
fucking Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a favorite island reptile though.
What?
What?
Hog Island boa. That counts.
Really?
Yeah.
Gross.
I mean,
What?
hey, it's an opinion. You
To
can
each their own, but your
They're really-
opinion's garbage.
They're pretty.
They're pretty, but like when you talk about island reptiles, come on, bro.
Okay. So I have a question for you guys. Actually, this is something that I think about frequently. The last episode we spoke about the Spherodactylus, and I had said I like them because they're small, and I usually like animals that are small. What characteristics do you guys look at when you're like, I like this? Like, what gives you your bias towards liking an animal? Because what I've noticed for me, it's like I like a color variation and I like a size thing. I've always again lean towards animals that are smaller. I think that that's cool because it's like you have the large variations and then you have these like unique like little ones that are just making do. I find it cute, and then it's a plus if there's like just variation within the colorations of it.
For me, it's
you're
all
all-
over the place.
Yes,
Oh
correct.
my god. For me, it's all over the place because I do have a really strong bias with animals from places that I like. So a lot of my favorite animals are from Puerto Rico and Australia and stuff like that.
Stupid.
How's that stupid? I like the places and I like the stuff that lives there. I can have opinions, Chuck.
Yeah. What about you? What's like? What is your category for like? I like this animal.
Stand out, look different, and prehistoric.
Prehistoric's a good one. That's why I like
Prehistoric's a good
ratites so much. I love them.
What's a rat's ass?
Rats.
That's what he said, right?
No, ratites are the big birds like
Oh.
cassowaries, emus, ostriches. I think
Rhea.
even rhea are there, and then kiwi I think are also in that category as well. Which leads me back to the islands because I work with ratites now and I'm seeing them and I see how they move and how they act and I'm falling in love with them, which is funny because everybody that I work with doesn't really like them.
You're pretty dumb.
Okay, they can be dumb but cool. Okay, they can be dumb but cool. You work with fucking crocs.
I work with the ostrich too. I'll go out there and then
Oh, he always gives us the dance.
Yeah.
Bro, I love that guy so much. He gives us a dance every time we walk up.
That's
Anyway, it gets me down the rabbit hole of the elephant bird and the moa. Madagascar, island with niche animals,
love Madagascar.
had the elephant bird. You know what an
Okay.
elephant bird is?
Nope. Explain.
Elephant bird is
A big
it
ass
was the
bird.
biggest bird.
Okay.
Biggest bird ever. It was basically like a terror bird almost. Like that
Okay.
shit had thick ass legs. I think it was like 10, 11 feet tall.
Nice.
And you can
Average?
actually still find their eggs like around and stuff like that. And then in New Zealand and stuff like that, they had the moa, which was basically the same thing as a elephant bird, but over there, a little smaller differences. They're more akin to like a kiwi and stuff like that. But they're always the first ones to go when shit goes south with island life, because they're so adapted to where they live. The moment something comes in, it screws them over. You know, the only real island that I can really think of that has animals that can kind of fight back to the things that they have going on is the Galapagos, and I say that with a huge asterisk because they're still
what
not doing
the fuck
well.
are you talking about?
No, like the
You think
animals
because they have the most attention?
No, nobody's there. It's the only reason it survives.
well, they're doing better.
Because nobody's there.
Exactly.
I think what he's saying is that they're doing. I mean, if they are doing better, it doesn't matter if nobody's there because that proves what you're saying, which is that they are just doing better.
They're just doing better.
Just because nobody's there.
Okay.
But you can't say all the other islands are pussy. Like, no, Galapagos is probably the pussy.
The other islands
fucking
are
God.
pussy.
I'm
That's
not
probably
saying-
the pussiest island
Bro,
there is.
I'm not saying the islands are being pussy. I'm saying that the islands with animals in peril, they're doing the best out of everything, because the Galapagos are not doing the best. They're still losing species and stuff on that little island.
Yeah, but there was an albino, and now we're gonna have the morph apocalypse.
Oh, okay. So the ones here in captivity that sell for 10 grand to the freaking oldest guy in the world, like that's not gonna help anything with the ones.
they
over
usually
there.
are the oldest people, huh?
No, dude, Galops are like Longhorn for like reptile people. You only get them to prove a point.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
That your dick still works.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh
But,
fuck! Is there like an island animal, Chuck, for you that you're just like, oh, like this needs more attention, and why?
Yeah, there's a few. I think if we're going reptiles, andros, iguanas, like a lot of the cyclura.
I think most of the Caribbean
Yeah.
iguanas. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, and like other cyclura, a lot of little geckos and stuff.
Yeah.
Some spherodactylus, some boas. Like Cuba has a bunch of dwarf boas of all colors and types. The same thing with Dominican Republic. Little things like that need some.
I've been
attention.
getting a lot of stuff on my like social media about Cuba recently.
It's so fire.
The people would say different.
So
it's
fire.
mainly been that. It's mainly been like the effects of communism over time, but then also like there's stuff about like about the animals and how they've had to just like utilize the animals as resource because they don't have fucking
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stupid.
yeah,
But
crazy.
yeah, shit like that. Like those islands have a lot of. Like every island has a little bit of something. Like there's amoeba species that are endangered in the Caribbean. Like I know mostly of the Caribbean because that's what I've literally studied for the last.
What do you
2
think
years.
is the best way to like?
Dude, can you believe we're getting sponsored by the biggest reptile company yet?
I can. We just gotta tell Yoshii, see what he thinks.
All right, Yoshii.
Oh my God! This is not what it looks like.
This video is sponsored by Morph Market, the world's largest marketplace for reptiles, amphibians, and even arachnids. Buy directly from verified sellers. Whether you're a first-time keeper or a hobbyist, Morph Market connects you with the best in the hobby.
I use it for shipping.
Always use Morph Market for your next reptile. Let's keep on going.
All right, we all know reptiles need bugs. And what better place to look for your bugs than online? Not just any place, at dubia.com. Because on there, not only can you find dubia roaches, you can find hornworms, you can find mealworms, and Discord roaches for your Florida folks. And while you're at it, you can go and scrolling through on their website. They also sell really awesome front open enclosures, super easy to build. So this is a nice example of one of their 4x2s, and I'm currently working on saving up to get some of their 4x4s, so these little carpet pythons can get nice and big and look awesome.
What do you think is the best way to like support those animals that people aren't just paying attention to?
Everybody get the fuck out of there. That's it.
Yeah.
And don't let the pet trade in. Pet
Gotcha.
trade is a fucking cancer.
I can tell you the best way I think to support.
What?
It's by becoming a member. Head on over to modernreptileshop.com. You can check out our merch, the Reptiles with Coffee. If you're listening to this on YouTube, there's going to be a join button next to our name, and that's a way that you can become a member. Or in the description, there is a link. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good
I
one.
fucking hit that
Slick.
shit
That
good.
was
Yeah, but yeah, nah,
I
there's
set you up good for that.
the pet trade. Like after Puerto Rico, the pet trade is a fucking nightmare. Straight up, like it just proved my point times 10. It's a fucking nightmare, and a lot of it is because of the pet trade in the U.S. from people that do shit legally here and send shit to those islands. Because all you gotta do is put that it's a ball python in a box and it sends.
Yeah.
Dude, like
Yeah.
when we were there, somebody got caught with piranhas in Puerto Rico.
And they put him as a wall python?
They put it as something else. Yeah,
Oh,
like it's
okay.
another fish.
Because they're not going to open the box.
But they have like a similar. Is there FedEx? I don't know what's over. Do they have like what animal service do they have for shipping? How do they?
I
do
don't
it?
know. Probably FedEx.
Okay.
I bet it's FedEx.
So they're just putting like fake information on the
Exactly,
packages.
and it gets to PR. Like, bro, there's so many retake morphs that I saw pictures of that people had. So many like exotic animals. So many names that I heard of people bringing stuff in, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's all through the legal people of big names in the U.S. Like once I saw that, I'm like, this is dirty. Like the pet trade is fully dirty, completely. It's all garbage. Like it just doubled down on what I already thought of it.
Why is it retakes though? It's like the worst one to do it with. Too.
Yeah, but it's like it's not only retakes, bro. They bring everything. There's berms there. Like
Not
people-
any better.
Yeah, people have berms as pets in PR because people in the pet trade in the U.S. send them there. The right amount of money gets anybody to do it.
But how do they? And they're putting them down as like fake information or something.
Fake information, and then you never post it, never talk about it. It's just at your house.
That's crazy.
That's how the retakes got there. Yeah. Retakes become illegal in Florida. Everybody's trying to sell them. Puerto Rican people are like, yo, we'll buy it for a lot more money than what you're trying to sell. So the people in Florida just send them to Puerto Rico. It's all
crazy.
garbage. The pet trade is garbage, bro. It's a fucking nightmare.
That's wild.
99% of it is garbage.
Speaking
the effects of it is shit.
Speaking of nightmare, I've by the time that this comes out, I don't know exactly where we're gonna be at with this whole Morph Market shipping boxes situation. Nobody's got to hear your opinion on it, but everybody fucking shared their opinion to me about it. Oh my god.
Yeah?
Yeah, your boy got a lot of backlash for that.
A backlash?
Yeah, for saying like that I'm putting pretty much wrong information out there, and like I don't know if you heard the episode, but I had to, like. Mind you, of course, like I had to make it kind of funny and kind of entertaining, and like make it from a point of view like we have the sponsor, what was it that I had said right when I was like talking about the sponsor? I was like, and now that we're done talking about this, play the ad, you know. And I was trying to be light with it, but no, like people were just like, oh, but this is incorrect, that's incorrect, this is incorrect, and I'm like, yo, like I'm only saying this from the point of view of not what Morph Market told me to say. It's what my representative had told me when I was making my FedEx account. And then people were telling me like that I'm spreading like misinformation, that their FedEx reps say differently, their hubs say differently. I'm like, okay, but
that's probably bullshit. Half of the time people say that it's bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
I'm kind of like the same way, but then I'm also like, okay, so the options are this company has a service. You either play by their
the
rules
rules, yeah.
and use their service, or you don't, and that's okay. We have a free market. If you want to go support somebody else's business, that's totally fine. But my thing was like, I from my own personal experience, I saw that they weren't far off of what I've heard, and I'm saving a lot of money using their services. I'm just going to continue to use their services. What am I going to do? Shoot myself in the foot? Now, if you feel differently, if your people are telling you differently, and you don't like the way that they're changing shit, go do whatever it is that you're going to have to do. Like, I mean, that is what it is.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it. It's like people in this field, like, they're businessmen by name. They don't know business, straight up. Like, this is, like, reptile businesses, animal business are really small businesses. Like, once you get to, like, a whole other field when it comes to, like, Morph Market and all those, like, those are a lot, quote-unquote, bigger businesses because they control a lot of businesses under them by the rules that they play. So, yeah, sometimes they're going to compete with one another. Sometimes there are rules that you're not going to like. Sometimes one is going to give you rules because of somebody else that is telling them, aka FedEx. Like, those are just the rules that they're playing by. And you're, like, the fact that people are arguing over a fucking sticker on a fucking box is insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, I don't know exactly when this specific one's coming out, but they had put one of the employees at Morph Market recently put on the Morph Market forums. They were just like, "Yo, like, we're accepting trade-ins. Send us your shipping, your boxes with another company's logo on it, and we will give you ours so that way you can just operate as normal." And then like they doubled down. They're like, if it's a breeder's box, it's fine. If it has your logo, it's fine. If it has the generic information that the Lacey Act requires, it's fine. The thing that they're changing about it is the shipping company.
And to me, that also, like, let's say from FedEx standpoint, let's say a box is missing, and it was through Morph Market, but it has a other logo on the box, and they're looking for it.
it's gonna logistically
it
be a
brings
thing.
issues. It brings
Yeah.
issues
I can
looking
see
for the
that.
fucking box.
Yeah.
Because now they're looking for a Morph Market shipment, but it has the logo of something else. You know what I mean? Like it only makes sense. I'm sorry, it only makes sense.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I know that a lot of people are bothered, but it is what it is.
People just want to be mad, and that's fine.
I think that people also feel a certain way about certain people that are involved,
Yep.
and that's just kind of like the way that it goes around.
Yeah, you said you're playing chess. Just
Yeah.
slow down.
Yeah.
Let's play checkers for a little bit.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about this Alligator Alcatraz thing?
We can.
We can. I just
Yeah?
don't know shit about it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about it. Let's see how this looks with the light off. Hold up. Turn it on, Chuck. Oh my God. Does it look better with the light or without? With the light is better.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So, oh my God. I'm sorry if
we
anybody's
can't.
watching this and has epilepsy or something.
You're dead.
I'm gonna
Disclaimer.
I'm gonna have to look away, bro. That's just gonna be a
All right, let's watch this whole situation
Are we gonna
here.
have that on for real?
What that? Just at least for a little
Oh
bit. I'm
my
even gonna. I'll
God.
put music on and all that jazz. Okay.
Florida is moving fast to build a massive
I love that guy.
detention
Awesome.
center in the heart of the Everglades. On a remote airstrip once slated to be the world's largest airport, the site, known as Dave Collier Training and Transition Airport, is now being repurposed into what officials call a temporary facility with the capacity to detain up to 5,000 people, nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz. The plan has reignited deep-rooted fears among conservationists, tribal members, and longtime residents, many of whom remember what was planned for this exact location and what was sacrificed to protect it. Their voices are rising again, warning that history is on the verge of repeating itself. Here's what someone who lives in the Everglades, calls this land home, has to say. Betty Osceola is a tribal elder and environmental educator. She's been fighting for this ecosystem for her entire life. Here are her biggest concerns. Here are her biggest questions. This perspective matters.
Betty Osceola says, back in the Nixon era, this airship was built as the first step toward the world's largest airport right here in the heart of the Everglades. But after massive public pushback, conservationist tribal members and residents stopped the project, and Big Cypress National Preserve was created to protect this land. Now these new plans reopen the door to what we fought so hard about in the 1970s, and who knows what will come. This opens a big can of worms. We've spent over $23 billion to restore the Everglades. Now the state wants to go to spend $450 million a year on a project that sits in the heart of a $3 billion restoration zone. How does that make sense? We're funding one effort to heal the land and another to harm it. You can't have it both ways. Attorney General James Altmaier, I think that's how you say the name, says the airstrip's repurposing is temporary, but what does this really mean? In Big Cypress, we've seen areas closed off temporarily, some for 15, even 20 years. So whose definition of temporary are we using? We're entering hurricane season. The rains are coming. If there are 5,000 people out there, what happens when the land floods? What happens if a hurricane tears through the Everglades? Altmaier says there's not much out here, just alligators and pythons. What about us? There are 19 villages in the region, many of them right near the airstrip. We exist because we exist because this place exists. Saving the Everglades means saving ourselves. This is where our drinking water comes from. Let that sink in. Now picture birds nesting, sensitive to every sound, and imagine jets roaring overhead. Noise pollution, air pollution. Is this the future that we want for this ecosystem? Obviously, this will... Yeah, you can turn it off now. That was blinding me. Obviously, this teeters on politics talk, and we don't have to talk the politics of it. I don't really... everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but we should talk about the conservation and the effect that this does have on the
politics
ecosystem.
aside, the ecosystem's still getting involved regardless.
Yeah, so how do you guys feel about that?
This is bullshit.
I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, it was set aside for so long as a whole preserve, and now they decide to try to build on it again.
Yeah.
What's the point? What was the point of having an airstrip there in the first place?
It's a push and a flex to raise money.
I just
because
it's
everybody's
the problem as old as time. It just circles.
everybody's going after the immigrants. So why not make a prison surrounded by alligators and pythons for the fuck of it? Raises a lot of money. It actually, like, not that I pick a side of any, because I don't have a side when it comes to politics, but it brought the Republican attention up in Florida. So a lot of people
it
actually
definitely
want
raised like awareness of, or not awareness, but like they're kind of down to do that.
Yeah,
because of how everything is.
A lot of people are pushing for it, just
Mm-hmm.
because there's alligators around and like nobody's gonna get out. Like, no, that's not how
They're
nature
romanticizing
works.
the idea of something that's really
Exactly.
stupid.
Exactly.
And
Like,
it's just like, come on, guys.
it's not how that works. It's really not how nature works, and they're just hyping it up just because it's in the Everglades. And then after that, after these 4 years, let's say a fucking somebody on the left ends up winning as president, they're gonna turn that into something else, and then they're gonna promote it, and then it's just gonna be a building in
It's-
which changes.
What
Regardless
matters
of what
is-
happens, the area is still getting screwed over.
Yeah,
by
Yeah.
development
And don't make it
and
different
people
things. Don't make it different things.
It's a long term, because once you set
Yeah.
the precedents, it's like it's just
Yeah.
there to exist and to live. And now we're
Yeah.
gonna have to fight this thing.
And it's not just the ecosystem. The people who live there too, they're also a part of that.
Yeah.
So they're the people who you're supposed to be, I guess, not protecting. I don't know, serving for.
yeah,
You're literally going against their needs to make this
yeah.
that probably won't even work the way you want, because
No,
like they were saying, one
it
hurricane
doesn't.
season, that thing's probably out. So
It won't be out. It'll flood a little bit, but it won't be out.
two hurricane seasons.
Nah.
Who's hurricane?
No, it's crazy.
But that's a wild.
I
it's just-
what I
what a
didn't think
world we
about.
live in.
I didn't think about the flooding thing. Like what? Because I only saw the video. I didn't watch. I didn't read everything because I
They
wanted.
control the flooding. They're gonna be fine.
Oh, so they say.
Or so they say. The conspiracy.
No, they can open whichever
Yeah.
doors they want, and they'll control the flooding. It's been a parking lot this whole time. That's another thing. That place it's not just random woods. It looks like a parking lot where
Yeah.
they're trying to
Oh,
build.
yeah, I
it.
don't know what any of this looks like. So
The problem is not even like there's no trees where it's getting built. The problem is cars going in and out and all that shit. But like,
Yeah. The thing that definitely I liked was paying attention to like the birds nesting.
Yeah.
Because that is true. I remember when I was younger and my dad was really active in breeding birds. Like he would tell me, he's like, because he always had like groups of birds to breed in certain areas, and I was like, oh, why don't they stay on the same side of the house? And he's like, no, it's just like these produce a specific noise, and these are from a different part of the world, and if we're gonna put them close together, they're not gonna breed. And it's shit like that, like little changes to like these birds, like their how do I say this? Their routines, the things that they're used to, like it really does set off the whole thing.
yeah, and it will bring more roadkill for Florida panther
Yeah.
because that's on Big Cypress.
Yeah.
But yeah, the area they're trying to build is a parking lot. It was
okay,
supposed to be an airport.
that I did not know.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that this was just like new land that they wanted.
No,
to
it's just random land that's been abandoned for a billion years because they didn't do anything with it.
Got you. Okay.
But the traffic, I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I've like if there is flooding, they would have known because that piece of concrete's been there for a while.
Yeah. Finding the right substrate is a paramount part of reptile keeping. And if you're looking for the best cocoa option, we recommend Cocoa to Go. Cocoa can be used for reptiles, amphibians, and even plants, so they're perfect for any kind of setup. So we make sure to use Cocoa to Go. Let them know that the Reptiles With Podcast sent you. I know that we've all been pretty busy, but we do got to do more collaborations.
Yeah, those are always fun
Yes,
to
sir.
do.
Yeah, recently I did one with Daffy for Daffy's Round Table.
I'm supposed to do one now.
I know you are. That's why I brought it up. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know
great.
when. I don't know when.
Yeah. When we were talking, he had mentioned on the episode. Not that I want to spoil the whole episode, but he was like, we're talking about reptile podcasting. You guys know that I'm, not just reptile related, but I really like the idea of podcasting, the media, the industry of podcasting. And he's like, yeah, your guys reminds me of Flagrant. And I was like, that's the thing.
Let's
That's
go.
the one. That's the idea. Yeah, so I just found that really cool. I was like, yes.
That's
Yeah.
literally the fucking idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to do it. Can I do it here? I was gonna ask. You
Yeah.
can do this right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course you can.
I
We
just
have the
gotta-
setup and
Okay.
all that stuff. And then I know that the camera I didn't connect it to the laptop because I still have to figure it out, but it does connect straight to
Okay.
the laptop, and then you could have a real nice setup.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one reason why I stopped a little bit Because, bro, I did it on my phone 2 times, and I get phone calls
I remember.
every 10 minutes
Yeah,
and text, and it's
You
just,
can't stop this guy. This guy's always fucking
Yeah, it's bad.
Mr. Famous over
It's
here.
bad.
Yeah. We also it's been a couple weeks since the member podcast came out. I'd like to know people's feedback, even if you're not a member. Like, was that format something that you enjoyed? Are you okay with us posting more of that stuff frequently? Because Eric and I had a really good time. Some of the people wanted Chuck there, so now we're already starting to brainstorm the next time that we're gonna do this. And if you are a member and weren't able to join it, send me a message. Tell me if it was like a scheduling thing, if I did it too soon and all that stuff. So that way I can better plan it out for the next time, because I'd like more people to be involved. Because it is online, obviously there is some kinds of limitations. I think the max amount of cameras I could have on is like 10. So only 10 people at the same time. But that's still a lot of people. It's that'd be a long ass episode anyways. It was us 2. We had 3 members on, and then we had 2 surprise guests, and it was an hour and 10 minutes. So with 10 people, that'll be a 24-hour podcast.
Jesus.
Anything in your personal lives you guys want to talk about? Any updates? You got your
Upgrades.
work upgrades. You got your work shit.
Yeah, I'm settling into my new job. It's pretty sick.
His job is my job.
Huh?
His job is my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a little different. Mine are more furry and feathered than his are.
You're a furry?
What?
You're a professional furry?
I'm a professional furrer.
A furrer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm getting a lot of good experience in animal training and stuff like that. Nothing hands-on yet because I'm still learning the ropes, but I'm learning the fundamentals, and I'm also... It's funny. There's a lot of things that I could have put on my resume that probably would have gotten me the job quicker, because a lot of the job, like the animal stuff, comes last. Most of what you're doing is maintaining property. You're, preparing grain and all that stuff. A lot of farmhand duties, throwing hay and all that stuff, which I knew from the get-go. But I was like, oh wait, I know very basic maintenance on vehicles and stuff, so I could, do stuff on the truck real quick, because the trucks, they're working hard out there.
Yeah.
The trucks aren't always, in the best shape, but they do work for what we need them to do.
So you can do mechanic stuff?
Baby stuff, bro. Baby stuff. Not really.
Oil change?
I can change tires and oil change. I can try to give you my best guess of what's wrong.
He's gonna be wrong.
No, I haven't.
This
been
guy
wrong.
loves
No,
Camaros
no.
and watches Camaro videos and swears he's a car guy now. This guy goes to 3 car meets
I watched
in the
Fast
matter
and
of a
Furious
year.
and Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay,
This guy's
I know
crazy.
what I'm talking about, but no,
This guy's
no,
Dom Toretto over
real shit.
here.
Listen, at my last job, I diagnosed my work truck, and I was right. I was right.
Yeah,
And
what
I
was
changed,
wrong with it?
The fuel pump, or not the fuel pump, the fuel filter.
He doesn't even know.
No, it was all right. Anyway, but like carpentry stuff and just general like contracty kind of stuff, like building and all that
That's
stuff. Like, that's
good.
all stuff
I'm
that
glad.
I can do. So it's like, oh, I should have mentioned that. I would have gotten the job quicker. But no, I'm settling good. I really like the people I work with. They're very supportive with the work that we do there. It's very much like, yes, we're coworkers, but we have to be a little closer just because when stuff goes wrong, lives can be lost.
Of
type
course,
scenario.
yeah.
So it's like we need to make sure we have each other's back. Like it's like a trust fall scenario. Like we got to make sure everyone's cool with each other. That way we have a deeper connection and understanding that, hey, if something happens, I feel way more comfortable pushing you out of the way than if it was some rando that I just met the other day.
Yeah. That's
So,
good, man.
But it's awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very blessed. Very, very fortunate to be in that position, and I get to hang out with
Chuckey Wucky.
Chuck and our other friend Brian too.
Yeah.
So good
I
times,
think
good
I think
times.
it's time to initiate Brian. We have to do an episode with Brian. We do
You know
have
what?
to
That's
do.
a great idea.
Yeah, dude. I
That's
feel
a
like
great
he's
fucking
he's
idea.
had his time in this. He's coming up in the
Yeah.
animal world, and he's very educated. He's a good kid, and I
yeah.
think that we got to have him on an episode.
I roast the fuck out of him.
Good.
I mean,
bully
He
that's your
deserves
job.
it.
I bully him.
Good. He deserves it. I'm kidding.
That's not a
Yeah.
bad idea. That's not a bad
Yeah.
idea. I'd like to have a day where we can like get the old crew, like everybody.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like figuring out like a hangout or something like
Yeah.
that, and yeah.
It'd be nice, like
Yeah.
the end of the Fast and the Furious movies.
It's been a long day.
Okay, one thing he hasn't mentioned.
Yeah.
He saw this with me.
That is true.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Crocodiles hatching.
Nice. That is fucking sick. We need a
so
crocodile egg. for the podcast for decoration.
I have like a gazillion.
We need one.
I want one.
We'll put it somewhere.
Yeah, I
Well,
have.
you can't have one. Tell him no.
I have a
Fine.
gazillion eggs. I got alligator, crocodile, caiman. What do you want, bro?
Whatever.
No,
Whatever
look-
would look something like decently sized that we could just like kind of like
Ostrich
prop
egg?
up somewhere.
What?
An ostrich egg? No.
I have that too.
No. Something a little like that we could just kind of like.
I have ostrich egg. I need an emu. If your people,
I got you.
if your
No, I
people
don't
know
know
my
yet.
people,
I don't know yet.
no,
yet.
they don't get
Because-
them. They don't get them yet.
I know.
Yeah. All right. I got one more thing, just as kind of like a shout out. We don't have to go too much deep into it, or we could talk about it real quick. But Jay Tomsky, the former videographer for Brian's vlogs. I'm gonna put in like his information in the description, but he's no longer with them. He posted a pretty emotional video. I reached out to him. I told him, kind of like my feelings about his thing, and I'm really happy that what it is that he's trying to do. And what he needed to be able to start his journey was he needed to get to the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched for him to be monetized and really start this journey.
What's he trying to do?
Just like do his
Be a
vlog.
videographer.
Oh, just do his own
videographer.
thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then like he's really trying to go out and like meet with different people and maybe do some work for them. I know that Mike or Matt, I always forget his name. I'm sorry, the one from Canada, Taitula or
Mike. Yeah.
Mike. He like hit him up, so I hope that if they're gonna go on another
they'll
herping
do
thing,
it. Oh, they'll do
that,
it.
'cause
I know
he-
exactly where they're going.
Yeah, Jay is an amazing videographer. So like I'm glad that he's gonna be, keep on doing this stuff. But as I was saying, in 24 hours, he had double the watch time hours on one
Fuck
video,
yeah. Nice.
and he's almost had like 60,000 followers
Fuck
on
yeah.
YouTube. So he got it, and I'm really happy for him. We exchanged numbers. I messaged him today as the day that we're recording this, and I know that I believe his mom is the one that lives here because they had moved here from
really?
New Jersey. So I told him, I'm like, dude, whenever like you're in Orlando and you want to just hang out, talk content, talk music, because we like a similar music and stuff like that. But I say all that to say, support him. I think that he's a really nice, kind dude, and I really hope the best for him.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Respect. I saw that. That was very sad to watch.
It was very
The
sad to
beginning
watch.
was fucked.
Yeah.
I knew where it was going. I started skipping a little bit. I was like, don't make me cry.
I feel like I live under a rock, dude.
and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, yo, skip.
Yeah.
Once I got to Brian, I'm like, can't.
I can't. Yeah,
Can't
it's
do it.
hard. It's hard, real hard. But yeah, dude. I guess that's that. We'll see you guys next week. This was the Reptiles with Podcast.
Hell yeah.